The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. Before I start, I wanted to also show y'all this shirt I made. I mean, I just took somebody's design that I saw. But this is the shirt, 65 yards through the heart of Ohio. But I haven't forgot about the You Get Nothing shirts. I'm still trying to work on it. I just want it to look dope. I don't want it to just be a basic shirt, but just to let people know I did not forget about that. So Michigan will play UNLV this Saturday. I believe it's at 3:30 on Big Ten Network, I want to say. Now, with the way UNLV, their offense, it's first off, they played Bryant. I'm not sure who. Bryant, it's a small school. 44, and they beat them 44-14. They ran for like 400 yards. UNLV's offense is this game should be kind of similar to playing somebody that plays with the option or the triple option. But they're not doing that, but they're running it like that basically. So it's a lot of read, a lot of quarterback runs. They pretty much keep two backs in the backfield all the time in the shotgun. So this game for the defense, at least, this is a good game for them to work on their eye discipline and also the tackling skills, because UNLV's quarterback, what's his name? Let me get his name for y'all. UNLV's quarterback, Doug Brumfield, he's basically built like a wide receiver. He's one of those kind of quarterbacks. So they're gonna be running that read, and this is where you can work on your discipline. Make sure you're setting the edge. Make sure you're making good tackles, because they do have. I mean, it's UNLV, but they still have some guys that can run that are kind of fast. For me watching them, I mean, they're going against Bryant, so it's hard to say, but some of those guys did look kind of fast, honestly. So this is just going to be one of those games, but this is a good game to work on that. You know what I'm saying? To work on your discipline in setting the edge as a DN and things like that. The linebacker play with whether it's Barrett, Hausman, and Colson. This is a game for all those guys, and the defense with their eye discipline and understanding what's going on, what the offense is showing you, and then what they're actually trying to accomplish. So this will be a good game for them on defense. On offense, I think, of course, you want to continue to slowly work the running game, but you don't want Blake and Donovan to have to take any real punishment against Cupcakes, because when we get into the Big Ten schedule, they're going to take enough punishment. Now, after watching a bunch of videos about why the run game wasn't really there, the big culprit on the offensive line was Miles Hinton. For those that don't know, he's playing guard, I believe, and he's also the brother of Christopher Hinton that was the defensive tackle a couple years ago. So Miles Hinton didn't have a good game for the most part. His footwork wasn't good. I think that was at tackle. I'm not sure if they were playing. I think they were playing him at guard and tackle sometimes, or it might have just been tackle. But his footwork wasn't there. Not getting wide enough. As an offensive lineman and you're playing tackle, your footwork has to be there. If your footwork isn't right, guys will beat you. And he just didn't have a good game overall, whether it was run or pass. But, he is new to the system, so that could be that. But with as deep as Michigan is, you better pick it up fast or you might be on that sideline. You got a lot of promise, but Michigan doesn't have – we don't have a year to just give you to learn it. You got to learn it fast before we get into Big Ten play, and then start as the season go on, our schedule just gets tougher and tougher. So that being said, I still expect us to lean on JJ because most teams, they're going to be trying to stop the run. Nobody wants to let you get 4 and 5 yards a pop and just, you breaking runs because it just opens up so much more stuff. So I think we're still going to see teams trying to blitz and, just having a lot of guys in the box, and JJ's going to have to beat them, which is a good thing because I want JJ to get reps in these early season games. I want the receivers and JJ to get as many reps and to be as comfortable as possible, especially before we get into Big Ten play. Because, sometimes, how Harbaugh is. So that's the thing. And, this year they want to be more balanced. So that's just taking what the defense gives you. Okay, you taking away the run. You want to have all these guys in the box. You want to blitz. Okay, JJ, shred them. Oh, they got 2 safeties high, and there's only 6 guys in the box, or there's only 6 guys in the box, or 5 guys in the box. Whatever. It's an advantage for us. Okay, run that rock with Blake and Donovan. So that's just how it's going to be this year, and that's how they want to play, which is how you should play. Now, with that, also, people were asking about Donovan in the before the season. Will we see him in the slot? And I said, yeah, that's part of our offense, but we also got to see it early on. That's going to be a big part of their offense. Like he's going to be at the slot a lot, I believe, this year, whether it's doing reverses and things like that or catching passes. And I'd love to see them. And I know that's going to come later. You're probably not going to see it right now. But I'd like to see him, when he comes on that jet sweep, fake it to him because everybody's going to be watching him. Fake it to him, play action deep. Stuff like that. Set stuff up to knock him down later. But it's a little too early to show all that. But they're putting it on film now. So it's nice to see they're going to use Donovan. You got 2 good backs and one of them's a good receiver. Use them. Don't waste talent. Don't waste what these dudes can do. Use that talent. What's the point of having good and great talent if you're not going to use it? Now, that other corner spot, Keyshawn Harris was the other corner. So Mike Wallace is probably going. He's probably going to start when Will Johnson comes back. Mike Wallace will probably be the starting other corner with Will Johnson. But we had Keyshawn Harris playing. I'm not gonna lie, like I saw exactly what he was doing, but I didn't see any catches go against him really, so he must have done pretty good. This dude has been around for a while. They say he's might be the fastest guy on the team, which is cool and which is awesome, And if he can help the team, hey, you wait your time, and sometimes you got to wait around for 4-5 years for you to shine. This is your time. So let's just hope he continues to progress, and let's just hope Will Johnson is getting healthy because we're going to need him. We're going to need him. When we get down to Penn State, Maryland, and Ohio State, we're definitely going to need him. And maybe even Michigan State, because you know how Michigan State gets. When they get down, they just going to start throwing that thing up, which I don't knock. I kind of like that. We down now. Let's let that thing fly. So that's what they do. They do. Since Mel Tucker's been there, that's what they do. So this game, I want to see the pass rush, but you're not gonna get many chances to see it. These boys they're gonna be running the ball. There's gonna be a lot of runs, so you're not gonna get a chance to see the pass rush that much. There's gonna be limited opportunities to sack the quarterback in this one, but when you do get an opportunity, show up and show out. I don't care if you can get 5 opportunities and get 1 sack. It's just how much you want it. So that's what I want to see from the pass rush, But with them, they're good against the run for the most part, besides Josiah Stewart making that not setting the edge, and Mike Barrett also not setting the edge on that play. But I really believe that was Josiah Stewart's fault. But for the most part, they're good at setting the edge. It's just trying to get sacks. And I watched some more of the game over again. Kenneth Grant, he had a better game than I even remember. He had multiple pressures on the quarterback, so that was big to see. And I will say this: the edge rushers, they got a little pressure sometimes. It's just they just didn't really get there. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't really get there. They played a little bit better than I probably gave them credit for, but ECU, when they're holding the ball, because some plays they did hold it where they could have got there, but they just you have to get there. Like coming around that edge and then you're still getting somewhat blocked and you're coming around slowly. That just ain't gonna cut it. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna cut it. You have to, when you come around that edge, you got to be really flying and have great bend like an Ojabo or Aiden, to get that sack. Or you got to just come with set him up with an outside spin back to the inside, boom. That takes like a second and a half. So if you're holding it, boom, snap. You get the snap. 1,000, 1,000. You can be there. If you're coming with a great move, understanding what the offensive tackle is trying to do, you can get there. But you have to come with a good move with great speed. It's just what it is. I want to see that because a pass rusher can really equalize a game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for those types of moves. We may not have a dude that's that elite of a pass rusher that has those type of moves and stuff like that. I was hoping Josiah Stewart would be that, or Jalen Harold or McGregor maybe taking that step. Now, it's still early. They could still show out, but I'm watching it close. I'm not saying they can't, but I'm watching. I'm watching because we need that. That pass rush. We saw what it did with in 2021. And we saw last year we were loaded. We have a good pass rush without blitzing. We make it to the championship. Then you can say live with the results. So I'm looking for that because that's just one of the pieces that's very important to have. Like you need that pass rush to be clicking without blitzing. I know we can blitz and get pressure, but Kenneth Grant, shout out to him, Rashawn Benny, Mason Graham, those boys, I like what I'm seeing out of them. And I knew I would, honestly. I didn't have any doubt in what they were capable of, but it's good to see it actually happening now. You know what I'm saying? Kenneth Grant looks like he's a beast out there, huge, fast to be that big, and he's going to disrupt some stuff. So with him being like that, I think they just need to get on the same page. The edge rushers with what he's bringing to the table, and you can have some chaos. You can create chaos for some of these quarterbacks, honestly. They just got to find their niche, really, the edge rushers, But let's see. Physicality. Watching the game over, there wasn't many plays that guys caught balls or a guy got through a hole. There was a hole and he ran through it. But the few times there were, the tackling was just the tackling. The problem is we arm tackle. That's a big problem. It's a lot of this trying to grab and trying to. I saw it from Derek Moore. Saw Junior Colson. A lot of this trying to grab and arm tackle these dudes. Saw it from, who was that? Keon Sabb a time or two. Just a lot of arm tackling. Not enough guys flying in and hitting. And the reason I keep bringing this up is because you have to set that physical nature on defense. If not, teams will realize you're not arm tackling and they will just start really running through tackles like they ain't out there hidden. We can just run through them. So they have to hit, especially if you playing edge or D-line and you got a quarterback that keeps it on the read and he don't really see you. Boy, you should be I'm about to knock this dude out. That's just how you have to play. That's how the game is played. It ain't being dirt. That's called playing football. It ain't being dirty. That's called playing football. You hit. So that's a big thing that that I saw when I rewatched it, and I watched what was that? The Amazing Blue review. They're breaking down film and slowing it down, going over it multiple times, similar to the Monday Morning Quarterback. So I'm tuning in, watching all this stuff, and you just see, like, bro, y'all got to start hitting all these arm tackles and stuff like that. I don't know where that's coming from, but I want to see hidden. And this is me nitpicking, but when you start playing a higher caliber team, those types of things can get you beat. That's why I harp on this stuff. But let's see. I want to see the punt return. I want to see somebody. People are asking about Alex Orji. I'm not sure why he didn't play. Harbaugh said he'd be at kick return. Didn't see him back there. Saw Khalil Mullins. If you're going to put Khalil Mullins back there, you definitely need to put Alex Orji back there. I'm sorry. If we're going to put a big dude back there, I'd rather have Orji than Mullins. That's just me. Punt return, who they have back there? I believe that was Samaj Morgan back there. After they had Thaw back there, I don't know what he's doing back there, but Samaj Morgan looked like he might have something. It's just, I think you got to get more comfortable and understanding, I'm back here returning punts and, those nerves. His first one, he caught it and he looked like he had something, but he looked like he was kind of nervous. So that can happen. Just want to see him look comfortable. But for the most part, this game, I want to see JJ continue on what he's doing. The receivers, I want to see them start catching the ball and running with it. Because I know people were saying, like, why do we have so many receivers catching the ball and diving for the ball when they don't have to? I'm not sure why they doing that. But they need to understand, like, and JJ needs to take a little bit off on some of those passes, honestly. I mean, they're accurate, but they coming in fast. They coming in hot. But you just got to learn to adjust to that. Honestly, as a receiver, your job is to catch the ball and run after the catch. So you just got to get used to it, really. But that will probably help. But I remember a big-time third down play JJ did. He rolled to the left, then came back through it to Cornelius Johnson to the right, I believe, and he dove for it. The ball was on point. He probably could have, if he catches that, who knows how many yards he gets. So they got to stop. Your job ain't done just because you caught the ball. I know, and let me say this. I know this Michigan team, they're not really going to be hyped for these cupcake games. I don't even think Rutgers and some of these other games, they're not going to be that hype for them because their goal is to beat Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State too, win the Big Ten. They're ready for these big time games. So they're want to just dominate, which I feel like this is a double-edged sword. You should want to just dominate everybody, like really dominate them, but these guys are humans also. So I think they're kind of like, all right, let's just do enough to win, and let's get our starters out of this game, and let's not get injured because we're already banged up, honestly. We're already banged up. We got a lot of dudes out. Rod Moore's banged up. Makari Page banged up. Will Johnson's banged up. Cole Cabana's banged up. Tyler Morris is banged up. So it's just a bunch of dudes that are already injured. I think McBurrows is hurt. I didn't see him at all. So there's just a bunch of dudes that are banged up. And, these dudes trying to get to the big games. as a fan, I'm like, come on, man. But as a player, as you know, somebody used to play, it's like, I get it. Like, you know, you're gonna walk through and pretty much beat these teams. So it's like, I'm not about to get hurt out here. But then again, that's how you get hurt, not going 100%. I know, y'all. So that's just what it is, you know. Even though I know they don't want to, they're trying not to get hurt somewhat, getting down and stuff. You still got to play football, you know, and you got to work on that stuff. You know, you don't want to just wait till, oh, we playing Penn State. Now I'm going to try to catch and I'm going to make the most out of everything, you know. You still got to get back into that rhythm. Catching it while running and making these plays. Donovan and these boys running through tackles and, you know, being physical. You still got to get back into the groove, into that rhythm. You can't just walk through all these games and then think you're going to be ready for big-time football. So that's the thing right there. You know, I know it's a double-edged sword, but you got to play the season. You got to play these games. You can't just – so that's that right there. Y'all want to talk about some Ohio State? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So I know we all saw Ohio State somewhat struggling with Kyle McCord, and Zach Smith with Menace to Sports, he said that Devin Brown basically won the job. So, and Ryan Day basically doesn't want to give Devin the job, and then Kyle McCord transfers. That's what he was saying. He's the insider from Ohio State, so I'll go with what he says. But you know, he just didn't look good, and their offensive line is also struggling. So that's the thing. It's not always just easy. You know, and I was speaking about this on live. You can have great quarterback. Sooner or later, you're gonna miss, and one of these dudes isn't gonna be that good. Sooner or later, it works out to where, oh, we got a bunch of dudes on the offensive line and it's not clicking. Now, they could come through the year and play these next couple games and it can start to click, and Kyle McCord, he can click for them, you know, but they just, the cockiness of them to just think that just because Ryan Day's coaching, they're automatically going to have a great quarterback. And that's just not how life works. Forget football. Life don't work like that. Sometimes you're going to get a blip. Oh, that was weird. Our quarterback doesn't look that good. So that could happen, you know. My problem with them is trying to act like Indiana is a good Big Ten team now. Just because y'all struggled with them. Trying to act like we played Indiana. That's a Big Ten competition. Like, come on. Indiana. Now, if this was 2020, Indiana with Michael Penix, who's at Washington, continuing to shred people, then you'd have a point. This ain't that Indiana. This ain't been that Indiana since he left. So, I don't know where y'all getting this from. They might have played some defense, but come on. They defense ain't that good. And then trying to hype up their Jim Knowles' defense. Did you see where our defense looked great? I mean, their quarterback couldn't really throw it. They were just running the ball. I mean, come on. It's not hard to stop that. You at Ohio State. Like, come on. That's Indiana. Michael Penix wasn't on that team. Like, come on. What are we talking about? Come on. Like, let's just be real. Like, these Ohio State fans they kill me. But, yeah, that's about it for this one, y'all. I just want to see the team continue to progress. I want to see the receivers, JJ, progress. The game has slowed down for JJ. Let's continue to see that. Don't make mistakes. Bring the running game along. But, you know, this is how they played last year. Last year, the running game wasn't good. It didn't really show out until Big Ten play. It came along the same way. So that doesn't bother me at all. Want to see Miles Hennon, if he's in there watching you. I'm watching you. I'm watching you, bruh. you need to get it together. He admitted that he didn't play well. So at least he knows, like, all right, I got to be better, because the expectations here are, everybody knows it's championship. We Big Ten national. That's the expectation. So you can't come here and not be playing well on the offensive line, because we're so deep. We don't got to play you on the offensive line. We thought you were going to be good. You're not. Sit down. That's what's going to happen. So, also, I want to see them this week kind of put that hardball stuff, kind of put that behind them. Like, don't worry about, Harbaugh knows that y'all love him. You showed him the one game. I feel like now just put it to bed. Go out there and just worry about dominating UNLV. Don't worry about the Harbaugh stuff. You got this week, next week, your coach back. We get it. Focus on football and let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Don't worry about the other stuff. Don't worry about putting in a special formation. Just go out there and play some great football. Offense, defense, special teams, all of it. Let's have 2 complete games. You know what I'm saying? But let me touch on this one real quick. With this new the clock doesn't stop, this new rule, it's going to be interesting to see some of our games, with us, the way Harbaugh can call a game and really kill the clock. It's going to be interesting to see how many possessions in some of these games teams are going to have. If we play a game and we can't throw it like we want to, or they're giving us the run, and then on the other side, the other team is trying to grind it out, some of these games, it ain't going to be that many possessions. I'm going to keep it 100. From the way it looks, you got 2 teams that really grind it out, it ain't going to be many possessions. That only worries me if it's a tight game. If it's a tight game, that worries me. But hopefully we don't have any tight games. But for this week, next week, let's see complete games. Let's go out there and put up 45, 50, execute, and, just get it done. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan